Hello, we're back
Look, it's almost
again.
no rocking chair.
Oh, but I can't make it rock.
Oh, at least it seems like we're rocking.
Right.
Yes.
So, is anybody on there?
I don't know, what time is it? It's 12:19.
So
Oh, look,
it's
there's already
9.
there's 4 people on there already. 5. Stacy Jordan. There's 5 people on there.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, there was, and now there's 4. There was 5, and now there's 4. And now there's 5 again. Somebody's flashing in and
So
out.
it's cold out here, and we were up in our hotel room, and then we decided to come downstairs because we had to get some stuff out of the truck. And Chris said, let's live feed. So here we are, live feeding from Washington, D.C. in the hotel parking garage.
We are actually, and yes, and I named it Chris and Tab something, live feeding from the love machine.
Oh, the love machine.
The love truck. Say what? I'm
Say
up.
what?
I'm up. I was watching when you were on the phone with your mom. I was watching
Hey, Anastasia.
a video that my friend Kyle Winter did, and he asked a really interesting question, and I've been thinking about it since then. And that was part of what I posted on there as the introductory thing. And one of the questions is that he asked is, "What makes America so great?" And it wasn't like a rhetorical question. He was like, because we're getting ready to Trump's going to make America great again. And he said, "What makes America so great? What do people think makes America so great?" And I thought that was a pretty cool question. And I was thinking about it. And there's like, I don't know. There's a lot of things that make America great, but they're all kind of bundled up into one, and you don't ever really think about that. Why are we so great?
Well, I think that it is because it's all bundled up in one.
Yeah. Oh, the parking guy's talking to us.
He scared me.
Don't drive in the back. Two cars here.
Oh, yeah,
We
we're
aren't
not going anywhere.
Thank you.
Hey, Jamie. We're parked in the parking garage, and the valet parker just wanted to make sure that we didn't back
Freedom,
into the cars behind us.
absolutely.
Freedom. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I have to tell you, it has been I don't even know how to explain the experience here. And it's almost emotional at times when, I've been here a few times in my life, and so has Chris. And, Washington, D.C. was always, you go and you see all the great, places here and the monument and all the things that have happened here. You go and tour it, and it's all great, and it's quite the experience. But I have to say, after the last 8 years and everything that our country has gone through, and us deplorables, being here on this trip is really emotional. It's not like I want to sightsee and I want to see all those, those things that I've seen before and I know about, but there's just something about the people that are here. When you come here in the summertime or on vacation or on a work trip, everybody's just kind of busy doing their thing, and you don't really think about the person next to you. And today, I really saw the passion in so many people in in such a, I don't even know. I mean, in Washington, D.C., so many people are passionate about what they're here for. You go to a ball game and you see the passion for your team, and you go to, just different things. But it's so, I can't even put it into words what it's like here. It's not like you see on the news. So what you guys are seeing on the news, it's nothing. It's nothing like that. People are friendly. Excuse me when they walk past you. How are you? I love your hat. Go Trump. There has not been one negative response from anybody.
I think what you feel too is, and a lot of times when I come here, I'm here for work, and so I'm hearing about budget stuff and all kinds of stuff that's not real pleasant to hear about. So there's kind of this almost like a dark feeling, kind of. But everybody here, the air is real light. It's like you can. Everybody's got hope, and it's like there's like Rich said a minute ago, freedom, and you kind of can feel the freedom in the air, and people are just real. You could just see hope. I mean, you could just
You could. And
And
when
you
we
could
were at the
feel it.
Lincoln Memorial tonight during the concerts and when Trump was out there, you know, and you're looking around and you're seeing people, there were so many veterans out there. And there were, you know, 60 and 70-year-old men out there, and they were with tears in their eyes and yet happy and talking about the faith and the hope and the change. And everybody was just friendly. So anyways, I'm kind of going off on another path, but I just want to tell y'all what y'all see on the TV, because I've watched some of the news tonight. We didn't come across any of that. We've been out since 9 o'clock this morning. We just got in an hour ago. We didn't see any of that, and we were everywhere. We were on that motorcycle everywhere, and
I didn't see one
there was no
protester.
protest. You see that one on the news where the kid burned up something and everybody's talking about a protest? Watch that news again. There was no protest. There were people standing there watching that kid with disgust.
It was
because
staged.
yeah,
It was staged.
because that's not what it is. So anyways,
Yeah,
it's a
and-
great thing, and I'm happy to be here. And we still have Oregon license plates on our Harley, so we're here representing Oregon, and we're gonna make y'all proud.
yeah, we have Oregon license plates on the Harley and no license plates on the truck.
That's right. And I got 2 hats. I just saw, I think it was Sandy or somebody said she loved my hat. I got 3 hats.
3 hats.
3 hats. And if I was in the hotel room, I'd show them all to you, but you're going to see 2 of them tomorrow because I got my outfits all picked out and the change, and so it's all good.
Like the feeling of finally being able to take a deep
breath.
breath again. People,
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it's like
just
too.
crazy.
It's I mean, like I said, when I come here for work, I usually come here for work, and we talk about stuff that's not so fun. And I've always worked with low income people, and there's always budget issues, and I've worked with Congress on developing budgets and all that kind of stuff, and it's way different this time. Shoot, there was like 70-year-old guys fist bumping me walking down by the Lincoln Memorial tonight. They weren't
Yeah.
bikers, they were just fist bumping, and I was like, right on.
And you know what? Something else. Usually when we're in our biker gear and we're walking around town and a little kid will walk up to us and say something, the moms and dads are kind of just looking and kind of like, come on. And tonight we had a couple kids stop and go, are you guys bikers for Trump? And the parents stopped and talked to us, and we weren't that bad negative word. And it's just like, it was just kind of cool, you know? And
Yeah, it was pretty cool. We saw this guy on a Vespa, and he was wearing a Bikers for Hillary jacket, and that was kind of funny.
no, no, that's Lion Hillary over here. But I will tell you, we were tired of walking at one point. We saw these bicycles for rent. And Chris goes, should we rent one of those bicycles? And I go, oh yeah, us in our biker gear, we can put Bikers for Hillary.
They were $2 for 30 minutes. They had little
We didn't
bells
do it.
on.
I'd have crashed.
We could ride on them, ding, 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 riding around. But yeah, and down at the Lincoln Memorial and at the Washington Monument tonight, the Forrest Gump lawn, it was so cool. There was thousands and thousands of people down there, and music playing, and people cheering, and big TVs set up
great.
everywhere. It was
That's great.
yeah, it was one of the cool things ever. Hey, I miss your face too, bro. I think about you out there pulling the drop gate quite a bit. Think about those times. There's just something porn sounding about the Chris and Tabitha from the Love Machine. That's why you logged on, isn't it, Ed?
I did not even know that I didn't even know that he put that on there.
I was trying to figure out a name for the
We
truck.
just have to, you know, as long as he's got his pants on
I'm wearing
and
pants.
not just in his boxers, we're all good.
I've
That's all I can hope for.
I've had
with him.
pants on since we've been here.
I know, I'm proud of him. It's because it's cold.
It is cold. And then we were staying with Tabitha's aunts in Ohio, and I was wearing pants there the whole time too. It feels like it's been a pantsless drought. I'm pretty excited to get home and walk around in my boxer shorts again.
Anyways, so we're going to ride in tomorrow. We're not going to be with the Bikers for Trump tomorrow. We are going to actually be riding in tomorrow with Hear Us Roar from, is that what it's called? Yeah, Hear Us Roar for Trump. There's about 500 bikes going to be rolling in, and we'll be there. We're all going to breakfast at 6 a.m. because it starts at 9 here. And they've rented a parking garage for us, bikes, for us with our bikes, so that's kind of exciting too.
We'll be getting up at 4:30 in the
I'll
morning.
try to get pictures. It's so cold that I'm almost afraid to take pictures on the bike because my hands get numb.
It's so cold that I'm almost afraid to get out of bed in the morning at 4:30.
Okay, it's so cold. It's 51, so it's not really that cold, but it is cold when we've been having 70-degree weather in Texas.
That's for sure. Tom, if I get a chance to talk to Trump, I will be telling him, yes, we can't
Yes,
wait,
we
and we're
can't wait.
excited. We're
Yeah.
excited from. Yes, friends, it's cold. It's in the 50s. It's terrible. I was shivering. I was literally riding down the down the road today, shivering on my bike.
Yeah, it was cold out there.
Stupid cold. Mike London, what's up, bro? Mike London's logged on.
Look how horrible I look. I've been on the bike all day, so pardon me.
It's been a long day. 51 week sauce. We're used to 70s. It was 80 the other day at home. I'm acclimated.
Yeah.
I'm acclimated. So.
Apparently, it's been flooding while we've been gone, but we've been gone, so.
But riding here was cold. I was following Tabitha in the truck because, I'd never haul my bike, so I had to ride it. And we went through a couple spots that were 32, 33, 34 degrees, and she was in a nice warm truck. And so
lying Hillary, because that bike was in the back of the truck, and if you all saw the pictures, I'm sure that you would all agree that he's a lying Hillary, because I know you could see the bike in those pictures, because I went back and I looked.
No, Matt, we didn't ride from Oregon. I actually live in Texas now. We live in Austin, Texas, and we do concrete. We own a concrete company there. So I finally got out of work, doing hard work, and just do concrete now.
Yeah.
I used to work with Matt at the mill,
Oh, nice.
and we worked hard, like stupid
Well,
hard.
I'm sure. You're a hard worker.
Remember my friend I showed you with the heavy metal? That's Matt.
Oh, hi, Matt.
Yeah.
And Mike London, it's nice to see you on.
Yeah, Mike says, not much. Glad to be able to catch you guys. Yeah, it is good to see you when we're actually on here, Mike, and not read the comments later after we're done.
Oh.
I know, yeah. Yep. So, I think Matt says hi to you. Matt Weber.
I said hi.
Oh, yeah,
said
that's
hi
why
back?
he said
Oh,
back. He said hi
okay.
back. So, I think that, Mike, we should make this trip in 4 years for the next inauguration.
Depending.
You can bring depending. Bring Erica with you, and you and I and Tab and Erica.
And everybody,
Make
we
the
should
trip.
all go.
Yes. Rent. And Matt, actually, yeah, Mike's a good. And actually, Matt just bought a bike here not too long ago, too. Matt,
nice.
bring your bike. And Tony Marin. Y'all, oh my goodness, can you imagine? And Francis.
Tony Marin.
Yes.
Who's that?
That's,
Did I miss it?
no, he's just another friend. And he
Oh,
rides,
yeah.
too.
Francis.
Well,
Yeah, we could all go. We could all come down.
Yes, we could rent a couple rooms at the resort.
Is there a resort here?
It's not too far from here.
Oh.
We could rent some rooms here, right here at this motel.
Love you, Anastasia. I'll be catching up with you soon.
And we could get Anastasia on the bike.
Yeah.
Olives. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, it's on. It's a big party.
Yeah.
Absolutely, bro. I'm down. Yes.
Well, we have timeshares all over, and we have so many weeks in our timeshare and so many points that we can't even use it all in a year. So we can stay, and we have rooms, so we can get them.
Yes. Well, in the summer when you get some time off, you have to come down and visit Matt down in Texas. You can handle that heat. It's
All of
warm
you guys
down there.
do.
Yes. Hey, look.
Yes,
says,
Brenda,
Dude,
we are
you
still live."
We're live. Making Brenda Thomas famous.
I just can't believe how horrible I look on this video.
We are making Brenda Thomas famous.
We are.
Mentioning her name one more time.
Brenda Thomas.
Brenda
is not feeling well tonight.
Oh, she's not?
No. She has what I had 2 weeks ago.
Oh, my
And I'm
goodness.
starting to get again.
Oh, my God. Brenda's coming to Texas.
I know. And so is Anastasia. Anastasia will be here in May.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
Forgot to tell you.
You heard it here first, people. Brenda says, yes, keep saying it. But I'm going to put myself out on a limb and say this. I will ride. If you ride, I will ride.
You
in the
know, if
pickup.
there would have been somebody else riding, he would have rode. But
I would ride.
and actually, we were going to ride from Texas, and the reason that we didn't is because my son is 9, and we didn't have anybody to leave him with in Texas, so he had to stay. We made arrangements for him to stay with my family in Ohio. So we decided we would drive the truck since we had to take my son to Ohio, and he wanted a ride, and I was like, nah, you can just ride with me and we'll put the bike in the back. It was actually kind of funny because he said, let's put the bike in the back of the truck, and I'm gonna pull the truck around the other side of the fence so I can load the bike better. And I said, Chris, I don't have a good feeling about that. You shouldn't pull the truck to the other side of the fence. Something bad is going to happen. I don't feel good about it. And he did it anyways. And as soon as he got off the road into the grass, he got stuck clear up to his axles in mud. So we got like a 5-hour late start because...
I wouldn't load up, no, Francis, no.
What?
Oh, Francis said, dude, if I rolled up into Austin on 2, you wouldn't load it up. No way.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No.
If he had somebody else to ride with, he would have definitely rode.
I had our truck buried all the way up to the axles. We have a 4-wheel drive truck, and it was stuck.
Yes, it was.
It was stuck. And do you think I could get any help?
No, I went in the house. I was embarrassed. I said, I told you so.
Matt, Austin, Texas is one of the music capitals of the world. I mean, there's like, Nashville's big on music, but Austin is huge on music. You guys should try to book South by Southwest. There's like 290 bands that play that weekend. Matt was just saying it got a lot
There's more than 290 bands.
Matt was saying he got a lot of shows booked up, but they'd like to come visit. So I was just telling him.
Book up a show here.
Telling him to book a show. South by Southwest.
He didn't get yelled at. I just, I felt bad for him because
I felt...
here's the deal is he went out there in his slippers and his sweatpants, and he thought he was just going to roll the bike right into the back, and when he stepped out of the truck, it was clear up past his ankles, and he ruined his slippers, so I didn't have to yell at him. He he had a lot of cleanup to do. Poor guy.
But in my defense...
See? Can't do anything without getting in trouble.
The ground looked like it was solid. I mean, it looked like it was solid, and you were worried about me pulling in there because it was by the road and you didn't want me to get hit.
When we did this last time, there was spaces we could make. I don't want to do it now, but I don't. Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what that thing up in the corner. Oh no, not the slipper. I was ready to
Thank
roll.
God he wasn't out there in his boxers.
I was ready to roll. I had on my slippers. I had on my favorite pair of sweatpants, a hoodie, and I was just gonna load the bike up real quick, and we were gonna hit the road. I ended up with mud up past the top of my slippers, so they were muddy. They're laying in the yard somewhere or something. The whole truck was muddy. It was so muddy I couldn't even get to the hubs to unlock them. My pants were muddy. I ripped my sweatshirt. I looked like Pigpen.
I was just thinking about some. So when Chris and I drove from Oregon, when we moved to Texas in the U-Haul, no, it's not my robe. I'm in my jammies actually, and I just put on a little jammy jacket because it's cold, and I didn't want to walk through the hotel in my robe. So, anyways, when we moved from Oregon to Texas in the U-Haul, we stopped every night in a hotel because we had time. We didn't have a time frame that we had to be here. But then a couple weeks after we got here, Grandma passed away, and we had to make this quick trip to Oregon, and we didn't have a whole lot of time to plan for plane tickets or whatever, and so we decided, well, we'll just drive to Oregon. We'll just make this quick trip to Oregon. And so we loaded up in the Honda, and we took off to Oregon, and we realized that we calculated our time wrong. So we didn't have time to stop at a hotel and rest, and so we pulled into a truck stop. We had towels, and we put the towels in the window and a window thing in the front, and we just laid our seats back and we took a nap and got back on the road after about 3 or 4 hours. And down the road, I'm like, we need to take a shower. So we found a truck stop, we rented a shower, we took a shower, and on we went. Well, we were late to Grandma's funeral, so thank God that we didn't stop in a hotel. We had Hotel Honda. And so anyways, on the way back, he had to be to work, and it was the same thing. We didn't have time to get a hotel, so we ended up staying in another truck stop and sleeping in the truck stop, and it worked out really well for us. So anyways, the next time we went to Oregon, we rode separate. He took the bike, and I took the car, and I stayed in a hotel. Well, this time we're heading to Ohio, and we calculated it right. Well, we did until he got stuck in the mud for 5 hours. We got a 5-hour late start getting to Ohio. So guess what we did? We slept in the truck at the truck stop, and we had
were
been
sleeping
asleep.
good too.
We were asleep. Finally, I had a really hard time getting to sleep, and so I finally fell asleep, and I was sleeping hard, and I hear this over this loud intercom, and it said, if you're the truck that's parked in the middle of the road, you need to move. We are going to tow you in 5 minutes. And I don't know why I heard that in my sleep, but I did. And I think, oh my gosh, I don't know why I thought she was talking to us, but I thought she was. So I'm like, Chris, wake up. Wake up. They're going to tow our truck. They're towing our truck in 5 minutes. Wake up. And he's sound out. The poor guy's snoring, right?
I was dreaming about buying a gun.
and so he's like, what? And I go, Chris, wake up. I go, they're going to tow us. Listen. And just then she came up over the radio again and she said,
it's not a problem.
You're parked in the parking. If you're parked in the middle of the road, we're towing you in 5 minutes. And so he's like, oh my gosh. And so he starts panicking, ripping the towels out of the window. He's digging for the keys. He finds the keys. He sticks them in the truck. He starts it up and he goes, I got to get in the back and lock everything down. I got to make sure everything's down. I go, hurry up. They're going to tow us. We're both still half asleep, right? He jumps out of the truck, goes in the back, ties everything down. He comes back to the car now that he's been out in the cold air and woke up and he goes, honey? And I said, what? He goes, we're not parked in the middle of the road. That wasn't us. And I said, well, we might as well get on the road now.
I'm like, okay.
So 2.5 hours of sleep later, we're back on the road and
Oh, it was awful.
to Ohio. That was all the sleep we got.
She's
And
shaking
so I was like, I was shaking him. I just knew it. Well, I couldn't see out the window because we were smart and we rolled towels up in the window with the window blind and those sunshades we had in the front. So I couldn't even see out the window. I'm just thinking in my head that there's a tow truck getting ready to hook onto the truck. And I'm like, Chris, wake up. They're going to tow us. Get up. And he's like, he's rubbing his eyes and he's like, what? I'm like, you don't have time for this. They're towing us.
I was asleep and I was so asleep I was trying to take the towel down out of the window without the window rolled down. I'm like pulling. I'm like, how can this towel won't come down? I was like, you got to roll the window down.
He's stumbling. He's literally stumbling out the front door, trying to get up. He climbs in the back of the truck. He's towing, and then all of a sudden he comes back. He opens the door and he goes, Tabitha? I'm like, what? He goes, we are not parked in the road. Here we are, sandwiched in between all the little all the big huge semi trucks and our little Ford. They wouldn't have been able to tow us if they wanted to.
We're backed in, way back out of the way. I'm like, oh my goodness. And there was circus music playing. But we got to catch up on these comments here real quick because there was a couple of them. Debbie Boyd joined.
Hey, Debbie.
She said, I'm living vicariously through you.
Get your thumb out of there.
What's something? I'm trying to scroll this. She says, I'm living vicariously through you. Francis says,
I live vicariously through Chris.
Francis says, I'm dying. Brenda says, only Chris and Tab. That's great.
Well, guess what? I'll tell you something. We got to Ohio on time.
We did.
Actually, we didn't.
We didn't?
No, because then 5 hours later, I said, this is nuts. I need to brush my teeth and I need to take a shower. So we went down the road and we found another truck stop and rented a shower for $12 for all three of us. They gave us 2 showers for the price of one.
Yep. And Francis says, I can see it now. Circus music is playing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's crazy.
Oh, man. And we didn't make it on time because we had to stop and shop.
We had to,
times.
and then we had to shower and...
When we stopped and got gas a number of times. Because I only let it get down like a half a tank and then I stop and get gas. Because in Texas, you can go hundreds of miles between gas stations. And I didn't know really where we were because I've never been through Kentucky and all that before. And I was afraid that we might go hundreds of miles without gas stations. So
yeah, because in Texas you do.
We get to about a half a tank and I would stop and I would get gas.
Well, and so I have the most amazing family in Ohio, and they had all made a bunch of plans for us. So Chris has been studying about the Amish, and so he wanted to go to the Amish farm. So we went to the Amish farm, and he got along with the Amish farmer really well. And so
we're becoming Amish.
No, we're not. And so, anyways, that they don't have electricity, and you won't see me in a dress every day cooking like that. They cook all the time. Those ladies cook. Look at me.
You would not
We
believe.
ate so much Amish food. It was crazy. It was great. So, anyways, we get in the horse and buggy and we go for a ride, and they take us down the highway. It wasn't the freeway. It was the highway. You know, like Highway 99 or something. And we're cruising this horse and buggy, and it's kind of creepy because all the cars are going like 55, 60 miles an hour, and here you are in a horse and buggy.
And they feel like they're going to tip
5
over.
miles an hour.
I never realized how tippy they
And
feel.
I'm like, can you imagine going grocery shopping? And I mean, your whole day would have to be. Anyways, so we keep going in the horse and buggy, and it's doing its thing, and then all of a sudden we go around this corner, and the wheel, because there's not tires, they don't believe in tires, the wheel hits off the pavement. I'm not even kidding you. That horse and buggy like fishtails, and we're all doing this.
The buggy
And Chris
was
is like,
sideways.
and then my son goes, yeah, do that again. And so Chris, here comes another horse and buggy towards us, and Chris goes, do you guys ever race these things? Leave it to Chris. The guy goes, no. Chris goes, come on, tell the truth. And he goes, well, maybe when we were 16. I'm like, you're not right. I was scared. I thought I was going to tip over in that horse and buggy.
I've never been in one of them, and they're tippy.
I've been in them.
They feel tippy, but man, what a cool lifestyle that is.
Yeah, it is. It makes
would be
you
hard.
Really, yeah.
It would be hard because, I mean, you drive through and you go by the Amish farms, there's not even power lines running to their houses.
Nope.
There is no electricity.
And the house that we were at, they have a warehouse, and they make trampolines, of all things, and rain gear. And so there was two Amish ladies there sewing on their sewing machines, because it's like a warehouse, and they're sewing on their sewing machine and with no electricity.
It's a factory.
It's a factory, yeah. With no electricity. How'd they get that to work?
Air. It was air driven. It was air. And so they have a diesel engine that runs a great big huge air compressor, and then the air runs into the vacuum cleaners or the sewing machines and makes them sew. I don't know. I don't have all that figured out because I have never seen an air powered sewing machine before. But
so my cousin was wonderful. She's like,
on a windmill.
oh, we're going to take you to Amish breakfast. They have the most amazing breakfast. And so we did that. And then we went to a cheese factory, Amish cheese factory.
A chocolate peanut butter cheese.
He did. And they have it was just amazing. And then we went to lunch. No, we didn't go to lunch.
The meat.
They took you to the. Tell them about that. Oh, maybe you shouldn't on Facebook.
What?
Okay, go ahead.
We went to a meat market, and it was like not just a meat market. So we went in the meat market. He's like, you got to check this out. They have the best meat sticks ever on earth.
My cousin's awesome.
Yeah, he's really cool. So we go in this meat market, and he says, tells the people behind the counter, he's like, hey, my cousin's here from Texas, and he'd like to see your all's meat market and see how the butcher works back there. So I'm thinking we're going to go back there and see how they make hamburger and steaks and stuff like that, which would have been, that would have been moderately cool. It's like, oh yeah, no problem. So this guy comes out and he says, here, let me give you a tour. And he takes us in this back room, and it looks like there's a jail cell. That's big, huge bars, and it's like 8-10 feet long and about 3 feet wide. And I says, what's that right there? He says, oh, that's where we do the killing at. There's
just take it right in there.
Big drains in the floor, and there's a door from the outside that comes in there, and they just herd the cow through the wall. They are loaded. They buy Danner boots here in Portland and resell them. An Amish family came in to tour the Danner plant. Super cool and smart. They are very smart.
They are very
industrious.
smart people.
Anyway, so they run these cows right into this room, and they kill them right there in the back room. Let them drain out. The blood drains out right there through the drains on the floor.
Do all that on Facebook. I don't like
And then
that.
they pick them up, and they clean. They take care of all the cleaning and everything. So then we go into this big. I'm telling the story.
I know, but you got to tell him what you asked him.
I am getting there. So we go in this cooler. If you've ever seen Rocky, you go in the cooler and you see the whole halves of cows hanging up there. And so we go in this cooler, and there's whole halves of cows hanging up there, and whole halves of pigs hanging up. And I'm like, this looks just like a Rocky movie. And the guy kind of looks at me and smiles. I said, where he goes through and punches them. And he's like, yeah. So he shows us about the pigs, and I just can't help it. My mind is, I can't even concentrate because I can't stop thinking about it. Finally, I look at him, I go, you ever punch any of these cows? He's like, what? And I said, you ever punch those? And he got this sheepish looking smile on his face, and he's like, no. And I know for a fact, by the look on that guy's face, he was not telling me the truth.
Not everybody is like you, Chris.
No, I bet we were a lot like me and that guy.
Okay, so that was crazy. And then we went to the coffee shop, the Amish coffee shop. They had amazing coffee there. And then we went to the Amish farm. And that was great. And then my other aunt took us to a noodle factory. The noodle factory was cool too.
It was cool. They make noodles and cappuccino.
And barbecue sauce.
Spaghetti
and a lot
sauce,
more.
but Francis
See,
says, yes.
I knew Francis would totally. I knew he'd relate.
The truth of the matter is, I wanted to ask the guy, can I punch one of those?
Oh, gross. So anyways, back to our Washington, D.C. trip. So tomorrow we're going to meet with breakfast with all the biker people.
Look, Francis, as I'm there with you, I thought you'd maybe ask him if you could punch one.
See?
I wanted to really bad, but I didn't feel like that would be appropriate. And it was our cousin who was taking it.
First
and got
time
us
meeting
hooked
my
up.
family. Yeah, Chris is back there in the butcher shop
Beating,
punching all the
meat.
dead animals.
This is what.
Oh gosh, help me.
You know where I wanted to go with that. I'm not going there. So back to Washington D.C.
So back to what? Yeah, that is crazy. So anyways, so we left Ohio last night or yesterday, and we drove here and checked into our hotel, and then we decided to go take some touring around Washington D.C. just so we can get an eyeful of where we'd be riding the bikes. And I just gotta tell you, it's a great experience.
Yes. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was more than just fun. It was fun. And I've been here a lot of times, and it's really fun to be able to share it with somebody, because every single time I've been here, I've been just wandering by myself. And
Yes, Francis, when we get back, get a hold of us for sure.
yeah. So anyway, to be able to ride around and share that with Tab has been really cool.
Yeah.
But it's nothing like I thought it was going to be. You know, I figured it'd be a lot of drama and a lot of chaos. That's totally drama free.
Yeah. So we've had a great vacation and time in Ohio and a fun time here. And we're going to actually come back this summer and bring the kids, because it's a trip that I used to do growing up every other year. And because we have family in Ohio and I lived in Oregon. And so we're going to bring the kids this summer and stop along the way, because there's so much to see along the way. So anyways, we're here representing Oregon because that's what our license plate says on the Harley still, and it's a great feeling.
Brenda says I started laughing, so now I'm coughing.
I know.
I'm going to bed.
I hate that, Brenda. I'm sorry. But good night, y'all. Anyways, we will try to live feed tomorrow, but I know you guys can see it all on TV way better than what it would ever look like in a live feed. So we're not going to live feed probably during the important parts, because I know you guys can see it on TV or on the actual news channels and get the real feel than we would in a crowd. But
Actually,
we will
if they see it on
live
the news, they might not get the real feel.
well, anyways, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So they'll see it all though. All right, guys, we love you all, and we're so excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the beginning of Making America Great Again. I'm so excited.
Great.
And I'm glad we get to be a part of this. So we love you all. Have a good night, and we'll see you all tomorrow online.
Deuces.
Love you.